Well,
Yes.
Felishia, thank you
Mhm.
so much for joining us on the Mommy Business Podcast. I know that you're a wife, you're a mom, you're also an entrepreneur. You have a lot going on. You have a lot of hats that you wear, and she's in the
Yes.
beauty industry. So, if you could please give the listeners a little bit background about you and about your company.
Okay, well, I am Feleshia Sams, as you mentioned. I am an entrepreneur. I have quite a few businesses, but my main business that I've been in for the last 5 years is a Academy of Advanced Cosmetics, and that business is an academy that focuses specifically on certifying individuals in the cosmetic tattooing arena. So I
Mm.
myself have been a cosmetic tattoo artist for about 16 years now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so for a long time, so even back in the days when people were like, well, brows, liner, lips, you tattooing that on somebody's face. And it
Mhm.
was like such a big thing back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's become a little bit more common. So I've moved from like doing it all the time. I've had my med spas, done all of that. And now our academy, we train and certify people from all over the country, from different countries from all over. And we do courses in person, online, for continuing education, of course, for
Mm.
online. And so that's our main thing. And then I also have a company called CosTat. And
Okay.
CosTat is an app that is for cosmetic tattoo artists to be able to find their clients and for their clients to find them.
Mhm.
So I kind of just circle like right around in that and just
Mhm.
really just bring the artists and the clients together. So, and then my last one is 365 Greens, which is just a source to keep these moms going, which is a green supplement. So that's just
Mm.
really my thing to keep me going.
All right, we need to learn a
Yeah.
little bit more about the 365 green, especially as a
Yes.
mom to keep it going. But and it's so funny because, like you said, you guys started in that particular industry 16 years ago when it wasn't as popular. What
Right.
made you get into that? What was the saying behind to allow you to get into such that industry that wasn't popular at that time?
Well, I have always been a pretty creative individual, but listening to parents who want you to
Mm-hmm.
go that regular, either corporate
Mm-hmm.
role. I did that with college, got my degrees, did all that, and realized, this is not for me. So I
Mm.
knew that I was going to do something different. And I myself had wanted to get my brows done and met a lady who had done them. And I scheduled an appointment and went and got them done. And I was just so fascinated by what she was doing. And I was like,
Mm.
wow, you're asking her questions, wanted to see, how long she had been doing it, how she got involved in it. And from getting that information from her, I pretty much convinced her to apprentice with her. I was like, please, you take
Oh.
it on, you to work with me. And she did. And it was kind of part-time. I didn't quit my full-time job yet. I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of did both learning. And then it went from that to actually doing the services in my own place. I started off real small and it kind of slowly built up, but I'm like a little bit of a risk taker. And even though people were like questioning my judgment because I had this corporate job, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I needed to find something that was going to make me happy.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
And kudos to you for taking that leap so young. You didn't get caught up in the corporate industry. So that wisdom there, girl.
Yes. Yeah. See, exactly. I like how you said young. So I started when I was 4.
You look, she looks super young. So
Oh no, I got stage.
so tell me about the nomination that you've been nominated for the Flowers Award. How do you feel about
Ah,
that?
I feel so great and actually so honored, extremely honored because, I like the education and all this is truly my passion. I
Mhm.
don't just do this because just because I really, really, really take time with my students, and I am all about this industry. You know, the biggest thing for me about being in this industry is just being able to give back. So being honored for that is, I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I truly appreciate it.
And that's why, you know, I really appreciate having this platform, because I get to meet individuals like yourself, and I have an audience that can listen to this and say, oh, you know, let me see what she's working with. How can I further my career by linking up with her? And it's all about, once you learn, you teach it to others. So
right, absolutely. Yeah. I'm definitely a proponent to sharing information.
Yes, that's what it's all about. It's like, you know, there's enough food for everybody in this world. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah. And I love what you're doing with this podcast. I mean, girl, mommies, we work so hard as it is.
Yes. Tell me. Thank you. Mm-hmm. What do you love most about what you do?
Well, just to tell you a little bit about with cosmetic tattooing, the part that I spend a lot of time in is in the medical tattooing side of it. So what I really specialize in, and what I've become mostly known for, is paramedical tattooing, where it's been like 3D nipple tattooing for a woman who's had breast cancer, and rebuilding that areola, that 3D nipple, scar camouflage for burn victims, individuals with vitiligo. So those things, I am extremely proud of being able to give back to those women a sense of wholeness, and being able to help them, you know, just being able to see how excited they are to get back to that. It's just, I mean, I just can't explain it. And then to be able to teach others how to do that as well is just, you know, it's probably one of the most rewarding things that I have, you know, been a part of since being in this industry.
Yes, I can understand that. It just makes your heart smile to be able to help someone else. So
yes, absolutely. It really does. So I'm like all for it. And just I tell, like, even when I'm training my students, I always tell them, I say, you know, when you're in this industry, you'll hear a lot of stories, and you'll get to meet a lot of women, and you'll pretty much walk through their whole journey. But it's more than just the financial gain of it, but it's just giving back. And I really feel like if you do this with a purpose, that the money will come. Absolutely. And it has always worked out that way.
And it's always like that, you're in your purpose. So yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
And we know, we just said about being a mom, being a wife, we have so many different hats that we wear. Like, how do you find balance in all of these different roles you have?
Pulling my hair out. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, you know, I was just talking to a friend who's also a business owner, and, you know, and I really think that just like, you know, like just being grounded in my faith and my prayer and my meditation really just keeps me going.
Absolutely.
You know, it really does. I mean, because sometimes when, you know, you think it's a lot, I just have to stop. I've learned that recently. Now, if you would ask me a couple years ago, no, but I've learned that I just have to kind of stop, sometimes say no, sometimes, you know, just really just, and write things down, because without my planner, I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm so lost. Yeah.
No, right. I was just going to say, I can totally agree with you on that about writing things down. So
yes, I am all about that. So I just have to just make sure that the balance is being able to work my Monday through Friday. I stick to that regimen by writing things down, following up with that, and then trying to still have time on the weekends for my children and my husband, and spending that time, you know, and so they know that, you know, they know mommy's working, but they know that I still have time for them, and that they are ultimately the priority, because they're the reason why, you know, I do what I do is for them. So it's just that balance, and us like, okay, now we need to We need to have prayer to get through this, but
Mentally.
yes, mentally, you gotta woosah.
Yes.
But but it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that the mental health, and also you spending time with your family, so you let them know. And kids nowadays, they're super smart, so
Yeah.
you have to communicate with them and talk to them about what's going on, but still give them that attention that they need as well. So
right.
Good job. You posted a quote on IG. You said the easiest part of your journey is getting started. You said that it's ironic how we fear the easiest part of our journey. What advice do you have for those who are struggling with just the confidence, just to get started, just to go?
Ooh, let me tell you, that is one of the biggest hindrance and just challenges with a lot of my students. I'll probably say the majority of them. It's like you learn a skill, you spend all this time and all this money into learning, and it's time to actually put action behind it. Everybody's waiting for perfection or the perfect time, and it's just no perfect time. You might get out there and it might not be perfect. You might have some mistakes. You might have some grammatical errors. You might have whatever. But the thing is you just have to start it. So I myself have learned to, of course, strive for as great as perfection as I can. But at the end of the day, know that I am not perfect, and I too am going to make mistakes. But if I don't start it, then nothing good nor bad will ever happen to me. So I always try to just instill that into my students and tell anybody, friends, family, whomever, that we just got to get out of our way and understand that without starting, we won't never. We don't know. We really don't know. It's so many of us get stomped with that.
Yeah. But I can relate, because I used to be an overthinker. Like, I'll make a plan, I write everything down. I'm like, it's not the right moment. It's not the right time. So I have learned along the way just to leap, just to go out there, and you're going to make mistakes, but you learn as you go.
Right, exactly. You learn as you go. Do you know how many ideas I've had like back in the days? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm just thinking, I'm planning and putting all this together. And the worst thing is to find your idea and somebody else has done it. And you're like, oh my God, I could have that. Yes. And it's like somebody already put action to it, because I was just thinking about it and not really doing it. So I like put it aside and just like, I'm just going to do what I need to do. Because I mean, what if it doesn't make sense, if it's wrong, it's like, I'm okay with that.
The worst thing that can happen, like, well, at least I tried it and it didn't work out. At least you won't have the what if. You'll say, I did it, but it did not, or it did work out. So my thing is, I don't want any regrets in life. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
This has been pretty good. So, Felishia, we're going through this really fast.
I know. I'm like, yeah, I guess we are.
No, it's fine. What do you have coming up next, as far as your next journey in life or your career that you would like to share with us?
Well, part of what I have is I just really launched just a course called PMU Beauty Boss. And what that is it's pretty much my 16 years of experience that I put into a course for other permanent makeup artists to be able to pretty much start their career. It's teaching them the business side of permanent makeup. And because a lot of times you can find courses to teach you how to do these type of services. But the problem behind it with a lot of individuals that are just getting into it is that they don't know how to run a business. So what this course teaches you is it teaches you how to start the business. So from someone who has no business experience, it teaches you how to incorporate a business, how to create a business plan, a marketing plan, a financial plan. It putting all those things together to help you to start and launch and market your business in the permanent makeup industry, specifically for permanent makeup artists. So that's the one thing that we have put together. And I've been sending out, and we've had a lot of success, and we've had a lot of students that have literally gone from, making like nothing to like making, six figures in their industry, and these are, men and women who were making like $9, $10 an hour working at a store somewhere. And now, being able to take care of their families, being able to, they're making more money than they've ever made in their entire career. So it's, that's like my baby. I'm like nurturing that because I like to see them win.
Yes, and that's exciting because it seems like the course pays for itself. Because as I have an MBA, and I know that you could be talented in something, but if you don't know how to set your business up properly, you're going to be losing money left and right. So that is like so important to know.
Yes, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it. Because you can be talented, but it's like you could be the most talented artist with no clients.
Exactly. So I love this. It's so funny. I was watching the BET Awards last night, and I was just like, man, I've been so like inspired with all of this, Black girl magic, all this girl knowledge and wisdom that we're sharing with one another. I was like, man, when my daughters get older, they're gonna be taking over the world. So I'm like, right? Nothing to hold us back now. So
nothing. It's like before. I remember, when the whole thing of black, like was it last year, the buy black, where you were just all that, And I remember I was so determined. I said, okay, I'm going to, for this Christmas, I'm gonna go all like Black-owned businesses, and if it was so easy to do.
Yeah,
it was so easy. I mean, a couple years ago, I might not have known about all these, but it was so easy to do, and that's just a really good thing because, like you mentioned, your daughters. Like they could be anything they want to be and do what they. It's all up to them, and that's just awesome.
And that's the thing. It's just a mindset of just thinking and believing that you can, and then seeing it. And then we have people like you that's sharing the knowledge, creating the course, walking them through. Like, yes, you can Google these things, but you can also sign up for my course, and I'm going to walk you through it. And you can repeat it and go back through it as many times as you would like to until you actually get it. So,
that's
absolutely the good thing about it. So our final question here.
All right.
What is the best advice you received before becoming a mom, a wife, a business owner that you have taken along with you on this journey?
Ooh, the best advice. Ooh, gosh. Oh, okay. I would say one thing about me is that even though being, having been in business for a while, I would sometimes take a lot of things to heart. And like from an employee that, didn't work out to a client that was unsatisfied, and actually learned this from my husband. But my husband is just the opposite. Like, you could say whatever, do whatever. He's like, he'd go to sleep and wouldn't think twice about it. Like, he didn't care. But, the one thing that has really helped me is, and I have learned from him, is being able to do my absolute best. I'm going to put my all into my business, and I'm going to put my all into whatever I do. But I have learned that I have to accept and let things go. And by doing that, it has allowed me to move on to the next opportunity, to the next thing, because I would spend so much time. Like, I'm telling you, if someone did like even put this, like, if you go, like, you not just a 5-star, but a 4-star, I would be messaging them, talking to them. Like, what did I do? What is happening? But I have to let things go so I can move on. And because it would stop me where I'm in my tracks. And by being able to do that, I've been able to accomplish more. So that's probably, I would say, one of the best things. And if he heard this, he'd be like, see, I told you.
No, and that's true, Felishia. That is really good advice because I know, like, personally, my husband's like, you're sensitive. And he's like, you got to toughen up in business. Like, you can't take
You
everything
get
so
it.
hard. And I'm learning that. And it's so crazy because I've been praying about that because I know I
I have
am.
too.
Yes. Oh my God. Take it away from me. Like, help me
Oh,
overcome this because it is
all
something
the
that I
time.
struggle with too. Yeah. As a female. So, yeah, that's some really good advice. So,
Wow. I'm so glad I'm not alone because
no.
I have literally like prayed hard, like
Yes.
just to get me to the point where I'm not, like, you're right, so sensitive about things.
Yeah. And I realized, I told him, I was like, I just never felt so judged as the
Right.
season in life I'm in right now. And so I'm like, you just can't take all the comments or things like that to heart because some people, you could do your best and they still will find something because you're not perfect.
That's right.
So
That's
they're still
right.
gonna find something. So yeah, I totally feel you on that, girl.
Yeah. See, that's right. I know we're there.
Please share with us your social media and where we can find more about you online.
Okay, so my social media is Feleshia Sams on Instagram. And then also Academy of Advanced Cosmetics. They can find me at AAC Training on Instagram as well as Facebook as well. So that's the place you can find me, and I'm always there and love to communicate with anybody. I'm here.
Thank you so much, Felishia. And you have some great advice, great information. So please follow her, especially if this is the industry you want to be in. I think she's a great teacher. So thank you for joining the tribe.
Oh, thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome. It was fun.